Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to explain how to carry out a virtual experiment to find the EMF, internal resistance and the short circuit current of a supply. So if you open up the link and then if you click on lab, and then what we want to do is want to set up the circuit that was detailed in the instructions. So we're looking to get a power supply, so we're just going to use a battery for that. We need a resistor in the circuit and an ammeter to measure the current, and not quite as necessary for a virtual experiment, but we'll also put a switch into the circuit as well. Usually we'd have a switch so that you don't drain the battery. You can switch it off in between taking results. And we're also going to need a voltmeter as well, but I'll put the voltmeter in a little bit later. So if we just join all of these components up. Okay, there we go. Okay, we also need a voltmeter in the circuit. So the voltmeter could go across the power supply or across the resistor. It should give the same value either way. So at the moment, it's reading the EMF of the power supply, which is set at 9 volts. You can change this by clicking on the battery and then changing the value of the voltage. So you can set it to whatever you want at the start, and then you'll be able to test that with your graphical analysis later on. Okay, once you've set your EMF value, you also need to check that your battery has some resistance. This program automatically sets the internal resistance to be 0, so you can change that by clicking on this function here, the battery resistance. So again, you can set it to whatever you want. I'm going to set mine to 4 ohms for this one. But you can set that internal resistance to any value you want, and you'll be able to test that value using your graphical analysis later on. That's our circuit set up now and it's ready to take results. What you need to do is you need to then decide what your range of results is going to be and how many results you're actually going to take. So if I close the switch at the moment, that would be us ready to take a result of current and terminal potential difference. It might be an idea. This is how we'll change the value of the resistance by clicking on the resistor and moving it down. So the minimum resistance is 0 and the maximum resistance is 120. So that's your biggest possible range. And what you need to decide is how many values you're going to take within that range. So record your values of voltage and current in a table, and then plot a graph of voltage versus current, and use your graph to find the EMF, the internal resistance, and the short circuit current of that supply. And obviously, we know what those values are already, so you can check if it's made sense. So the EMF of this battery is 12 volts, the internal resistance is 4 ohms, and we can also check the short circuit current by making the load resistance equal to 0. So the short circuit current should be 3 amps. So you can check your answers. You can plot the graph on paper. I'll attach some graph paper that you can print out, or you can use Excel to plot the graph if you're confident doing it that way.